Do you constantly get confused as to what a dimension is and what a measure is? So I'm going to explain that super simply. Let's go into Tableau. And if I come down here, you're going to see that there are actually two sections. You have a top section, that's where the dimensions are, and we have a bottom section, that's where the measures are. Here's the easiest way to understand what the difference is. A measure is anything we can do math on. Everything else is a dimension. That's it. So let me show you. I have here profit. We can do math on profit. I can sum them up. I can do the average. I can do median. I can do count. I can add them to other things. That is a measure. In a dimension, we can't do those things. For example, I have region here. I can't do any math on region, hence it is a dimension. Now, sometimes you will have dimension type data accidentally go into the measure data. For example, down here, I have row ID. Row ID, generally when we receive it in datasets, it's a unique identifier just to represent that row of data, but we don't necessarily want to do any math on it. Unfortunately, Tableau is smart, but not super smart. So when I bring in row ID, it thinks it's a regular measure because it's just a set of numbers. So it tries to do math on it. It aggregates. But we don't want to do that because it's an actual ID. We want to represent them as, say, a single set of rows. So instead of trying to convert this into a discrete dimension, for example, going in here, going, all right, I want this to be a dimension instead of an aggregation. Then instead of it being continuous, I want it to be discrete, which is a number of steps. We can just immediately convert it to a dimension. Let me show you how to do that. I can either right-click on row ID and go convert to dimension. And when I do that, you can see it actually moved it all the way up here. It's now blue. That's one method. The other method, if I undo this, is simply to drag it above that line. And you can see dimensions and measures actually appear there. And if you drop it above that line, it is now a dimension. However, it is still a number, because if you go here, you can see the data type is still a number, which is completely fine. So long as it's now marked as a dimension. Now watch what happens when I bring in row ID into the visualization field. I'll do it slowly so you can see. Immediately it shows it as discrete points and it doesn't apply any math. So that is the difference between measures and dimensions. I teach this in detail on my website, Jellyman Education. Check it out, it's in the description below. If you actually want to play around with this data set, that is also in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Other than that, I will see you next time. Bye.